Next chapter, Inspiring People. I had asked many people about whether they are getting motivated by reading motivational quotes or by reading inspiring real life story of successful people. Most of the people had replied that they are getting motivated by reading real life success stories of successful people than just reading motivational quotes. So I have decided to share the inspiring real life stories of great people such as Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Abdul Kalam and Steve Jobs. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was born as Agnes on August 26, 1910 in Skopje, Albania, Republic of Macedonia. But Mother Teresa considered 27th August, the day she was baptized, to be her true birthday. Agnes left home at age 18 to join the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland as a missionary. There she received the name Sister Mary Teresa. She never again saw her mother or sister. Mother Teresa arrived in India in 1929 and started working as Loreto convent school teacher in Calcutta. Teresa served there for almost 20 years. Although Teresa enjoyed teaching at the school, she was increasingly disturbed by the poverty surrounding her in Calcutta. She began her missionary work with the poor in 1948, replacing her traditional Loreto habit with a simple white cotton saree decorated with a blue border. Mother Teresa founded the Missionaries of Charity, a Roman Catholic religious congregation in 1950, a small order with 13 members. Now it is having over 4,500 sisters and is active in 133 countries. Members of the order must adhere to the vows of chastity, poverty and obedience. And the fourth vow, to give wholehearted and free service to the poorest of the poor. The Missionaries of Charity at the time of her death had 610 missions in 123 countries, including hospice and homes for people with HIV/AIDS, leprosy and tuberculosis, soup kitchens, children's and family counseling programs, orphanages and schools. Mother Teresa said, "By blood I am Albanian, by citizenship I am Indian, by faith I am Catholic nun. As to my calling, I belong to the world. As to my heart, I belong entirely to the heart of Jesus." In late 2003, Mother Teresa was beatified to give her the title Blessed Teresa of Calcutta. It is the third step toward possible sainthood. Mother Teresa was very fluent in speaking Bengali, the local language of the people of Calcutta. Mother Teresa was the recipient of numerous honors, including the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize. She received India's highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, in both 1972 and 1980. Mother Teresa stated that earthly rewards were important only if they helped her help the world's needy. When Mother Teresa received the Nobel Peace Prize, she was asked, "What can we do to promote world peace?" She answered, "Go home and love your family." In her Nobel lecture, she said, "Around the world, not only in the poor countries, but I found the poverty of the West so much more difficult to remove. When I pick up a person from the street hungry, I give him a plate of rice, a piece of bread. I have satisfied. I have removed that hunger. But a person that is shut out, that feels unwanted, unloved, terrified, the person that has been thrown out from society, that poverty is so hurtable and so much, and I find that very difficult." Mother Teresa kept the below inspiring poem, "Do It Anyway," at walls of the children's home. Do it anyway. People are often unreasonable, illogical and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you. Be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight. Build anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, they may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough. Give the world the best you have got anyway. You see, in the final analysis, it is between you and your God. It was never between you and them anyway. Read below the quotes of Mother Teresa. If we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. Peace begins with a smile. In this life, we cannot always do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Be faith in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. Do not wait for leaders, do it alone, person to person. If you judge people, you have no time to love them. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into giving. The most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. Prayer is not asking, prayer is putting oneself in the hands of God at His disposition and listening to His voice in the depth of our hearts. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is an Indian scientist and administrator who served as the 11th President of India. Similar to his motivational quotes, his life itself very inspiring for the young Indians. Dr. Abdul Kalam was born in a small town called as Rameswaram in the state of Tamil Nadu, India on 15th October 1931. Kalam is a notable scientist and engineer, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has served as the 11th President of India from 2002 to 2007. During his term as India's President, he was popularly known as the People's President. Before his term as India's President, he worked as an aeronautical engineer with DRDO and ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. He is popularly known as the Missile Man of India for his work on development of ballistic missiles and space rocket technology. Kalam takes important roles in India's Pokhran-2 nuclear test in 1998. People, especially students, love and respect Kalam so much. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is a man of vision who is always full of ideas aimed at the development of the country. He firmly believes that India needs to play a more assertive role in international relations. Dr. Kalam had received honorary doctorates from 30 universities and institutions, and he is the recipient of many awards, including India's highest award, Bharat Ratna. Abdul Kalam has written many books such as Wings of Fire, an autobiography of APJ Abdul Kalam, India 2020, a vision for the new millennium, My Journey, and Ignited Minds, Unleashing the Power Within India. Kalam has proposed a research program for developing bioimplants and space solar power, and he is a supporter of open source, example Linux, Mozilla Firefox, PHP, Apache, over proprietary solutions, and believes that the use of free software on a large scale will bring the benefits of information technology to more people. And he is doing teaching and research tasks. Above all, he took up a mission to ignite the young minds for national development by meeting high school students across the country. His book, India 2020, highlights the action plans that will help develop the India into a knowledge superpower by the time 2020. And his poems and quotes inspire young minds. Read below some of his inspiring quotes. You have to dream before your dreams can come true. God, our Creator, has stored within our minds and personalities great potential, strength, and ability. Prayer helps us tap and develop these powers. As a child of God, I am greater than anything that can happen to me. You have to be unique yourself. We should not give up and we should not allow the problem to defeat us. Man needs his difficulties because they are necessary to enjoy success. To succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. Look at the sky. We are not alone. The whole universe is friendly to us and conspire only to give their best to those who dream and work. I was willing to accept what I couldn't change. The dream is not what you see in sleep. Dream is what does not let you sleep. Dream, dream, dream. Dream transforms into thoughts, and thoughts result in action. You cannot change your future, but you can change your habits, and surely your habits will change your future. Mahatma Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, better known as Babu or Gandhiji, was born on the October 2nd, 1869 in Porbandar, Gujarat, India. Gandhiji was a preacher of truth, satyagraha, and ahimsa, non-violence. He started the satyagraha movement for the Indian freedom struggle. He believed in living a simple life and in Swadeshi, encouraging domestic production and boycott of foreign, especially British goods. India got freedom under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi fought against the British rulers. He is known as the father of India. He proved to the world that freedom can be achieved through the path of non-violence, a true symbol of peace and truth. In his boyhood, Mohandas was a shy, average type of student. After passing matriculation examination, he was sent to England for higher study. In England, he lived a simple life. He returned to India as a lawyer. He went to South Africa. He fought for the rights of the people there. He worked to improve the lot of Indian people. After returning to India, Gandhi took part in the freedom movement. He traveled all over the country to study the people of India. He saw poverty and suffering all around. Gandhiji went to jail many times. He followed the principle of truth and ahimsa. Truth and non-violence were his two great weapons. He worked for Hindu-Muslim unity. Gandhi's intellectual influence on Indians has been considerable. Some were attracted by his emphasis on political and economic decentralization, others by his insistence on individual freedom, moral integrity, unity of means and ends, and social service, still others by his satyagraha and political activism. Gandhi's ideas have also had a profound influence outside India. Prominent among these are Martin Luther King in the United States and Nelson Mandela in South Africa. The United Nations had declared in the year 2007 that October 2nd would be observed as International Day of Nonviolence. Read below the inspiring quotes of Gandhiji. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. An ounce of practice is worth more than tons of preaching. A weak man is just by accident. A strong but non-violent man is unjust by accident. A religion that takes no account of practical affairs and does not help to solve them is no religion. A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. A man is but the product of his thoughts, what he thinks he becomes. Anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. Anger is the enemy of non-violence, and pride is a monster that swallows it up. Each one prays to God according to his own light. Even if you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. I believe in fundamental truth of all great religions of the world. I like your Christ, I do not like your Christians. Your Christians are so unlike your Christ. I reject any religious doctrine that does not appeal to reason and is in conflict with morality. I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people. If cooperation is a duty, I hold that non-cooperation, also under certain conditions, is equally a duty. If I had no sense of humor, I would long ago have committed suicide. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. In prayer, it is better to have a heart without words than words without a heart. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Man becomes great exactly in the degree in which he works for the welfare of his fellow men. Man should forget his anger before he lies down to sleep. Morality is the basis of things, and truth is the substance of all morality. My life is my message. My religion is based on truth and non-violence. Truth is my God. Non-violence is the means of realizing Him. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. No culture can live if it attempts to be exclusive. Non-violence requires a double faith, faith in God and also faith in man. Non-violence, which is the quality of the heart, cannot come by an appeal to the brain. Peace is its own reward. Poverty is the worst form of violence. Prayer is a confession of one's own unworthiness and weakness. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. Satisfaction lies in the effort, not in the attainment. Full effort is full victory. Self-respect knows no considerations. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. The essence of all religions is one, only their approaches are different. The good man is the friend of all living things. The real ornament of woman is her character, her purity. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. There is a sufficiency in the world for men's need, but not for men's greed. Hate the sin, love the sinner. I believe in equality for everyone except reporters and photographers. Strength does not come from physical capacity, it comes from an indomitable will. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. You must be the change you want to see in the world. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. There is more to life than simply increasing its speed. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is co-founder of Apple Incorporation, a leading technology company. Even though his operating system, Apple Mac, is less popular than Microsoft Windows, he is well known for his innovation and creativity in personal computer world. His company Apple is leader in making innovating mobile devices such as iPhone. Jobs was born in San Francisco and was adopted by Paul and Clara Jobs of Mountain View, Santa Clara County, California, who named him Stephen Paul. Jobs attended Cupertino Junior High School and Homestead High School in Cupertino, California. He worked with Steve Wozniak as a summer employee at HP Hewlett Packard in Palo Alto, California during his school days. He is a dropout of Reed College. In 1976, Steve Jobs and Stephen Wozniak founded Apple. In 1984, Jobs introduced the Macintosh, which became the first commercially successful small computer with a graphical user interface (GUI). He achieved great success, though he was suffered by cancer. Read below inspiring quotes of Steve Jobs. Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we have done something wonderful, that is what matters to me. I want to put a ding in the universe. Innovation has nothing to do with how many R&D dollars you have. When Apple came up with the Mac, IBM was spending at least 100 times more on R&D. It is not about money, it is about the people you have, how you are led and how much you get it. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something, your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down and it has made all the difference in my life. Design is not just what it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I am convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You have got to find what you love. And that is as true for your work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you will know when you find it, and like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking until you find it. Don't settle. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? Remembering that I will be dead soon is the most important tool I have ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It is best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. You can't just ask customers what they want and then try to give that to them. By the time you get it built, they will want something new. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the 16th President of the United States, serving from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. Lincoln led the United States through its greatest constitutional, military, and moral crisis, the American Civil War, preserving the Union, abolishing slavery, strengthening the national government, and modernizing the economy. Lincoln was born in a poor family. He was self-educated. He became the US president, though he faced a lot of failures in his life. Read below motivational quotes of Abraham Lincoln. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. I am always for the man who wishes to work. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. Whatever you are, be a good one. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. You can fool some of the people all of the time and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. I am a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. I never had a policy. I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. I walked slowly, but I never walked backward. I will prepare and someday my chance will come. If there is anything that a man can do, well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. If once you forfeit the confidence of your fellow citizens, you can never regain their respect and esteem. In the end, it is not the years in your life that count. It is the life in your years. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a South African politician who served as President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. In 1961, he abandoned peaceful protest and became head of the ANC's new military wing. Sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964, Mandela came to symbolize black political aspirations and was named head of the ANC after his release on February 11, 1990. He and F.W. de Klerk shared the Nobel Peace Prize for negotiating South Africa's peaceful transition to multiracial democracy. Read below the quotes of Mandela. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. It always seems impossible until it is done. Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always right to do right. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. The greater glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Bill Gates. William Henry Bill Gates III is an American business magnate and a philanthropist. Gates is the former chief executive and current chairman of Microsoft, the world's largest personal computer software company, which he co-founded with Paul Allen. Read below quotes of Bill Gates. It is fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure. Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. If you show people the problems and you show people the solutions, they will be moved to act. Don't compare yourself with anyone in the world. If you do so, you are insulting yourself. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good. Be nice to nerds. Chances are you will end up working for one. Barack Obama. Barack Hussein Obama II is the 44th President of the United States. He is the first African American to hold the office. Read below quotes of Barack Obama. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. There is no excuse for not trying. A change is brought about because ordinary people do extraordinary things. Yes, we can. If you are walking down the right path and you are willing to keep walking, eventually you will make progress. Over the course of my life, I have been an attorney, I have been a professor, I have been a state senator, I have been a US senator, and I currently am serving as President of the United States. But I can say without hesitation that the most challenging, most fulfilling, most important job I will have during my time on this earth is to be Shasha and Malia's dad. We don't ask you to believe in our ability to bring change. Rather, we ask you to believe in yours. While we breathe, we will hope. We are the change we have been waiting for. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. One voice can change a room, and if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city, and if it can change a city, it can change a state, and if it can change a state, it can change a nation, and if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. Be conscious of God and speak always truth. We may not be able to stop evil in the world, but how we treat one another is entirely up to us. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let your failures teach you. Change is never easy, but always possible. Kahlil Gibran. Kahlil Gibran was a Lebanese artist, poet and writer. Born in the town of Bashari in the north of modern-day Lebanon, as a young man he immigrated with his family to the United States where he studied and began his literary career, writing in both English and Arabic. No one believes the sincere except the honest. Beauty is not in the face, beauty is a light in the heart. The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but at what he aspires to. In the depth of my soul, there is a wordless song. Life without love is like a tree without blossom and fruit. To be able to look back upon one's life in satisfaction is to live twice. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Truth is a deep kindness that teaches us to be content in our everyday life and share with the people in the same happiness. In a single drop of water are found all the secrets of all the oceans. Yesterday is but today's memory, tomorrow is today's dream. Kindness is like snow. It beautifies everything it covers. Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill was an American author in the area of the New Thought movement who was one of the earliest producers of the modern genre of personal success literature. He is widely considered to be one of the great writers on success. If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Failure is nature's plan to prepare you for great responsibilities. If you fail to plant desires in your subconscious mind, it will feed upon the thoughts which reach it as the result of your neglect. Your subconscious mind functions voluntarily, whether you make any effort to influence it or not. One who has loved truly can never lose entirely. The fear of criticism is at the bottom of the destruction of most ideas which never reach the planning and action stage. The starting point of all achievement is desire. Before you can control conditions, you must first control yourself. There is one weakness in people for which there is no remedy. It is the universal weakness of lack of ambition. No one ever is defeated until defeat has been accepted as a reality. Whatever the mind of the man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Find out what you really love to do and then find a way to make a good living doing it. Education comes from within. You get it by struggle and effort and thought. Patience, persistence and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Action is the real measure of intelligence. There are no limitations to the mind except those we acknowledge. Confucius. Confucius was a Chinese teacher, editor, politician and philosopher of the spring and the autumn period of Chinese history. A superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions. What you do not want done to yourself, do not do to others. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. By three methods we may learn wisdom. First by reflection, which is noblest, second by imitation, which is easiest, and third by experience, which is the bitterest. Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. Heaven means to be one with God. It is easy to hate and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve and bad things are very, very easy to get. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. Only the wisest and the stupidest of men never change. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in getting up every time we do. It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop. They must often change who would be constant in happiness or wisdom. Aristotle, a towering figure of ancient wisdom, dissected logic, unraveled nature's secrets, and pondered what makes a good life. Happiness depends upon ourselves. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. What is the essence of life? To serve others and to do good. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Hope is a waking dream. A friend to all is a friend to none. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. Pressure in the job puts perfection in the work. Man is by nature a political animal. The secret to humor is surprise. Well begun is half done. Maya Angelou is an American author and poet. She has published 6 autobiographies, 5 books of essays, numerous books of poetry, and is credited with a long list of plays, movies, and television shows. I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Nothing will work unless you do. Music was my refuge. I could crawl into the space between the notes and curl my back to loneliness. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope. There is more to life than simply increasing its speed. There is a world of difference between truth and facts. Facts can obscure the truth. Bitterness is like cancer. It eats upon the host, but anger is like fire. It burns it all clean. Courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage you can't practice any other virtue consistently. You can practice any virtue erratically, but nothing consistently without courage. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope.